That wasn't live.
It should have been.
Despite best efforts.
Okay. I think we're good. I'm seeing levels on my own microphone, so I think we're good. Alrighty. Um, so just as a quick recap, I wanted to type up a recap to send to y'all of like, hey, this is what's been happening, 2 years ago, back before we started this fight. Uh, anyway, um, I didn't do that, but I do want to give a quick recap of what has been happening in the room since last session. Um, hey, um, okay, so uh, I'm going to reiterate a few things that have happened and perhaps explain them better than I did last time, and just kind of get us all on the same page. Um, Miss Erin is dead. I don't know why she's here. Uh, Miss Erin is dead. She was allowed to roll through her death saves and failed them all. Um, the hag is after a suggestion that I went I went back again and started reading the I read the spell again, read the monster details again to try and see like did I fuck something up or it, but no, this was just a real strong use of the suggestion spell, and the hag is attempting to sleep for the next 8 hours.
Because the player is just so intelligent and so creative and so good at this game, they just hacked your monster, right?
That's what I'm saying. Yes.
Whatever player that was, just
Well,
really
whichever
knocked
one.
it out of the park.
Um, the hag is attempting to sleep. Ren has picked up the hag's or the keeper of things cloak, and upon doing so, uh, so I realized that I was not clear in describing this the first time. Um, during the battle, I believe I forget who it was. Someone fired an arrow at at the keeper of things before it turned into a bubbly mess.
It was Andy, I think.
Uh, and the keeper kind of just flashed out their cloak, and the arrow disappeared into it. And then like resume it put the cloak back down, and fighting kept happening. That was a miss. Like it wasn't like Andy missed with the arrow. That was not like an ability that made it miss. And then later, was it Andy again that shot the cloak and pulled it off of the puddle of goo? Does anyone
Or
remember?
was it Andy or was it Call?
I think that one was Call.
I think that one was Call.
Okay.
Yeah.
So either way, there were two arrows fired at this cloak. One of them mysteriously didn't. So the second one that moved the cloak just moved it and mysteriously didn't damage it and was left on the ground. Then when Ren picked the cloak up and was starting to go through pockets and found the deck of cards, um, kind of when he like flapped the cloak open, the arrow that Andy fired just kind of went bloop and fell out. Uh, just to describe there was weirdness there. Um, Ren found a stiletto dagger on the hag. Um, I believe that's all that was found as far as items so far. Um, so healing was done. The hag is attempting to sleep. No one has done anything hostile to the hag yet. Um, and I believe Asher, are you planning on coming back on camera?
Yeah, I'm just eating my apple real quick.
Okay. Um, I think that's where we are as far as this room is concerned. Um, there are no active combatants. Um, some healing was being done, and Asher, you wanted to get into roleplay with Henry.
Yeah. Okay. So when the battle stops, Henry is kind of going around to see, like, is there anyone down? Like, is there any heals I need to give? That kind of thing. And I think when he sees Miss Erin, he sees Ben, tell me if this is wrong, but I feel like there's some sort of like magical feeling whenever Spare the Dying needs to be cast. Like he'll feel like I need to cast this on this person. Maybe like a connection to life kind of feeling.
Um, so that would be flavor. Are you saying specifically for Henry or for the spell in general?
I'm saying for the spell in general, like what I want to say is that he like goes up to oh yeah, let me just she's down. I'm gonna cast Spare the Dying. I'm gonna you know that's what he does. And I think I want him to like go up, magic hands ready, and just but then kind of look at her and be like, but I don't want her to live. And I think he stands there, hands out with the magic, and is just kind of blinking, staring at her until she dies.
Oh shit.
Okay.
And then I think, and if you can allow me the flavor of, he then realizes it's too late to use the magic. And I think he has some feelings about this. And so I think he just kind of stands there hovering, and then he turns around, and Jenny was saying that Percy or Ren, I think both of them together came up and heal Henry because he's looking real bloodied, real fucked up. So I think he goes up to them, and the pair of them, and they're helping heal Henry. Is that right, Jenny? Is that what happened?
I cannot see the whole map because my laptop screen is tiny. But yes, I think Percy was gonna go check on Henry.
Yeah. In the last session, you said that Ren went up and just worried over Henry, and Percy came to heal.
Yes.
Okay.
I think so. Yes, I'm gonna go with that.
Okay. So I'm gonna say that when Percy heals Henry, he looks up and says, "Oh, thank you, Ren." And he goes, and then he turns to Ren and goes, "You two look very similar." And I think he turns around and looks at Call and is like, "Call?"
So Call heard it the first time. I rolled for it. Call definitely heard. Call's kind of just looking back and forth between Percy and Ren. And Call's like, I guess?
Jax throws a small piece of rubble and misses at Call.
What the fuck is that meant to do?
There are veins straining on his neck. He is biting his lip, attempting to not explode in laughter.
Ren looks very politely confused.
Actually, that's true. That's true. Henry, I don't think Henry knows that.
No, yeah, I don't think Henry would know.
Yeah. Okay. Well, hold on. Okay, so Call is not blushing about this.
Is that a Constitution
yeah,
check?
well, no, I was just
Yeah,
checking.
just roll.
No.
love
Just
But
the way my
but
brain
no,
works.
Call is just kind of looking back and forth, going, I guess. um, but also, Call is going to take a second and look at Henry, look at Ren, look at the hag, look back at Ren, and Call's gonna go, hang on a second. And they're going to drop their bow and they are going to walk over to Ren and grab them by the face and give them a big ol' smooch.
Um, wolf whistles, hoots, and hollers from many of the dozen. The ones for which it is appropriate.
Yes.
I want to establish that Ren's ankle does pop.
Yeah. But pop and kiss. And Darian is one of the ones that's yelling, right?
No.
No.
And Darian has the slightest smile and is just standing. Jax, Percy, List, Finks. Surprisingly, Zerka is not hooting and hollering, but kind of snickering.
I really hope that there's like at least one dry clap coming from someone in
That
the
would
room.
be Seymour.
Yeah.
Kayla is busying herself with her weaponry. Pim's just doing Pim things, and Estley is entirely unreadable.
Excellent. Fantastic.
There are also a lot of dead bodies in this room.
There are many dead bodies.
Yes, there are.
Including the one that got kissed.
Huh. Oh, that was mean.
I'm sorry, I wasn't trying to be mean.
That's a microaggression.
Yes, the setting is definitely, the height of romance and all. But Carl is then going to pull back and go, let's talk later.
Okay.
I think Ren nods, turns around for a second and does a little thing, and then turns back around and looks very calm. Yeah, I think let's address this hag.
No, when Call if Call wanders away, I think Henry's gonna nudge Ren and go we'll talk later.
Call is wandering away because they gotta go get their bow. They dropped it.
Yeah.
Shit is steel wood. It's expensive.
Exactly.
You got kissed.
Okay. I believe people want to attend to a hag.
Yes.
Yes.
Let's kill the hag.
In what way?
Can we just drop as much damage on this thing as we can all at once?
I feel like we should give Call. I think Henry's gonna turn to Call and be like, I feel like you should get the kill shot.
Call is going to kind of look grim and say, I would not mind getting the kill shot, but I want to do as much damage on her as possible right up front, so I should not get the first shot.
I had to reload Dungeon Fog because it crashed on me, because
oh no,
everything is evil. Let's see, what was I looking at? Guys, my laptop is so cheap.
You bought it to operate word processors.
Yes. This laptop was about $100.
Oh, nice.
And boy, does it show. Let's see, huh? Oh, yeah, spell slots. I think I'm out of spell slots.
Out entirely?
Not entirely.
I mean, it has been room after room after room after room.
Woof.
But Ren's a little math nerd who's been doing sorcery points to get spell slots back.
He's out of sorcery points. Oh, let's see.
Okay.
And then
How do y'all want
he's
to
got a
array
couple.
the dozen?
I'm imagining everybody just lining up in a circle.
That's
Lining
what
up
I'm
in a
imagining.
circle.
Yeah.
Lining up in a circle, yeah.
Lining up in a circle. Just, you know,
Okay.
around the hag and just...
I'm going to leave those who are more specifically ranged not quite next to it. But all those who are melee will be just on top. Everyone will be getting advantage on all attacks because of flanking. Oh, Seymour also needs to... I designed Seymour's token well because I always overlook him. And that is exactly what he's supposed to do. So yeah, everybody will be getting advantage. Does Ren want to be right next to the hag?
He's okay with that. He does have Mind Spike. He does still have a second spell slot. For a couple.
Alright, so... Ooh, voice crack there. Do y'all want to just all hold actions and then go for it?
I think, yeah, I think we want to hold actions, but have someone with like a spell slot, someone who can do some like buku damage to do the first hit to get just as much damage down as quickly as possible.
Okay.
I think...
Just an idea. I could do... So I have 2 attacks. If I drop my shield, it's a d10 for each hit, and then I could also do Divine Smite, so that's 2d10 and a d8 for 1 turn. If someone else has more damage, we could do that instead.
I have no spellcasters really. Well, checks kind of, but
Most of the spell casting in the dozen isn't damaging.
yeah.
We also have rogues, and sneak attack stacks up.
That's true.
But all the sneak attacks can all be done on a held action.
That's true.
Yeah. Personal recommendation, I would give it to Henry because he gets 2 attacks. He's the only person who does, and on a held action, you don't get both attacks, you just get 1.
I think that's good.
All right. Let's do it.
Henry, you have the honors.
Woo!
So
I feel honored.
I'm going to hop through our initiative and just get to Henry. And so everyone is holding an action. Using those actions requires your reaction. So nobody but Henry will have a reaction until after their turn. So Henry, swing away.
Okay. I have advantage.
Also everyone has advantage from prone and flanking. So.
Okay, so that's a 24 to hit and a 22 to hit.
Nice.
Let me find this bitch. Those are both hits.
Cool. All right, I'm gonna. Okay, let me know if this is okay. Can I drop my shield so that I can 2-hand?
Absolutely. You said that
pick
before you
myself
went
up?
in.
Okay.
So it would take an object interaction to pick it back up from the ground.
Okay, I'm gonna decrease my armor class for right now. It's now 16, while my shield is on the ground next to me. And I do want to pick it back up after this one I can. So we'll deal with that if needed. But okay.
Do you want, just because I want to give you every opportunity, you also have bonus action spells that are like additional smites that you could cast one of those as well.
True.
Like y'all had as much time as you wanted to plan this, as long as you didn't wait 8 hours, which I don't think you would. So if you want to prep everything, you can.
Actually, yeah, good question. Would anyone benefit from a short rest? We have 8 fucking hours.
Yeah,
I don't know if anyone has. So other than hit points, I don't know if anyone has abilities that come back on a short rest.
Okay.
No, we don't have any warlocks or anything, so
Yeah.
I think we are best served just getting going.
All right,
Yeah.
so
Okay. Okay. I don't think I have any of those other smitey things prepared.
okay. You don't have them prepared.
Ensnaring strike might be the only one. Um.
Ensnaring strike does extra damage, yeah.
Yeah, and it holds them there.
Yep.
Why is this not in my first level spell? Oh, this it is. It's okay. Am I holding concentration? No, I am not. Okay. Yeah, I think I'll do ensnaring strike just so that it doesn't try to like get away or move around. Okay, so I'm gonna cast. Oh wait, no, but I don't have enough spell slots to do. Oh no, I know, but if I'm not doing smite, then okay, yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna roll for damage. 5 plus 10 is 15, plus ensnaring strike is a d6. And it's a strength save of 15, DC 15.
I suppose after the hit, it's not asleep. It's attempting to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it will get that saving throw. Well, drop the dice. You said DC 15?
Yes. Strength.
That is a failure.
Woo! Okay, so it takes 1d6 piercing damage at the start of each of its turns.
Okay.
So do I also roll now?
No, it will take the damage at the start of its turn.
Okay. Then that is just a 15 damage.
Sorry, dropped a dice. Found it.
And it is restrained there.
So that was the first attack, correct?
Oh no, I didn't add anything. I'm dumb. I know how to play this game. 15 plus 6 is 21. 21 damage total.
Okay.
Since I didn't do smite, I did ensnaring strike.
Okay. And you only
All
had
right.
one spell slot?
Yeah.
Okay.
Use all my other spell slots.
All right. So that was your.
I guess I have a second level spell slot if I need it.
So you can upcast smite as well, if you want to.
Can I smite and ensnaring strike?
Yes.
Oh, then I'm doing that.
You
Okay, so then
could have ensnaring strike and then smite on both of them if you have the spell slots for it.
I do not. I only have spell
Yeah.
slots for one. So yeah, I'll do 2d8 then because it's a second level spell slot. So 21 plus 7 is 28. 28 damage. Oh no, 20, but plus another because it's a second level. 30 damage.
Sorry, what did you roll on the smite?
7 plus 2,
So 9. Okay.
9. Yeah.
Okay. I had been applying the damage every time you said a number,
Yeah,
so
sorry.
the total was not helpful to me.
Oh no. Plus 1 more d8 because it's 2d8 for smite and then plus 1 additional 1d8 for
Okay,
each
roll another
level.
one then.
So another one. Another 7.
Okay, so the end result is 37 damage from Henry.
Good job, Henry.
Which
Thank you.
leaves the hag bloodied.
Okay.
So now I'm just going to scroll to the top of the initiative order, and we're going to skip Henry because everyone had a held action, but everyone is going to do their attack. So here we go. I actually just remembered something. Ranged attacks on a prone creature are at disadvantage. So do y'all?
Oh, yeah.
Everyone here has a melee weapon. Do y'all want to get these guys in and do melee, or or keep them at range because that's what they're more proficient with.
Well, they have disadvantage on a prone creature, which they have advantage from everything else, so it nets out to a flat roll, right?
Not the range guys. Everybody
Not
at range doesn't get flanking advantage.
that's true.
So list is fine because it's a spear with reach.
That's
But
true.
the other 5, including Call.
Okay. All right. Call's gonna step in. Jax is gonna stay where he is, though.
Okay. Percy, and there's 2 more slots for Percy, Andy, and Kayla.
Percy has a close range weapon. I think it's a rapier. I'm opening up his sheet now, I'm sorry.
No problem.
Yes. So he'll step in. I'm just gonna kill my poor laptop loading all this stuff. You said Percy, Kayla, and
Darian.
And Darian, okay.
So there's 3 people, but there's only 2 spaces next to the enemy.
And you'll stay back. Yeah, and you'll stay back.
Okay. And Finks is up there already?
Yeah, everyone else is in melee. Only Jackson and Darian are not in melee.
Okay. Then Kayla will step up into that other spot. She's got 2 short swords.
Okay. So, I will start with Zerka, who I foolishly do not have the dice of at the moment. Yep, here we go. But it's okay, she's got the little ones.
Ooh, did you want to see these dice that Aaron got me for Christmas?
Yes, down.
Let's see, where's the camera on this thing?
Ooh.
There it is.
Are they liquid core?
They're liquid core and cherry blossoms.
I fucking
love
them.
Oh my gosh, that's beautiful. Oh, perfect. Those are perfect.
I think they're so pretty.
Okay, that's definitely a hit. And I foolishly don't have all of the characters open, but it'll be okay. Okay. So Zerka goes in with a rapier. E8. And gets a ridiculous number to hit. A 26 to hit. And then drops
a prince. Look at him. A beautiful man. So good.
22 damage on the hag. Okay. It is looking rather fucked up, and now it is Call with your held action.
Yep. Okay, so Call is gonna go in with their daggers. So main hand. That is
advantage?
Only an
advantage.
Oh, advantage. That's right. Thank you. That would be a 22 to hit.
That'll hit.
Okay. And I get the benefit of sneak attack for this,
correct.
Right? Okay. All right. So that would be so that would be 17 damage for the main hand attack.
Okay. Okay.
And that's a hit with the offhand.
Okay.
And oh, look at him. And the offhand is straight just the D4. No sneak attack, no
Correct.
proc bonus, so that's just an extra 3 damage.
All right.
So total of 20.
On Call's attack, the describe how the hag dies.
Excellent. I did get the killing blow. Convenient.
It helps
Okay.
that the 3 biggest damage dealers went first. Henry dropped 37, Zerka dropped 23.
Yep. Okay. So the hag is ensnared and just kind of waking up from that like charmed condition. And as she's writhing around angrily trying to dodge the blows, Paul just kind of comes up, just steely gaze. Like this is probably the coldest you've seen Call look. Call is unhappy, and Call just kind of readjusts their grip on the dagger and just dives it down onto her.
Sick.
Yeah. A nice little end to the light hands. It's beautiful.
On the death of the hag,
None of us have a reaction.
no one has a reaction. Well,
the people who didn't use their help
technically,
actions?
no, everyone, like...
Okay. I thought you were going to say the hag explodes and we all die.
The hag, no. I do need... We're going to simplify. We're going to simplify, but I do need a saving throw from just our player characters.
Okay. What type of saving throw?
A wisdom saving.
Everybody gets plus 3.
A charisma saving throw.
Everybody gets plus 3. Or
plus 3?
You are both within 10 feet of Henry.
Oh, Henry has an aura. That.
Nat 20.
Nice.
Woo! Okay.
Call's like, you cannot wreck me again. Fuck you.
Mod 20.
Okay.
18.
Okay. So, none of you are very affected. Call, with that killing blow, feeling the life leave this hag. When your minds are filled with this cackling laughter that is different to some cackling laughter that y'all have heard before because it doesn't sound like Knowles. But the cackling laughter that is underlaid by whispered promises and deals and contracts that is suddenly burst and the words break as they go into your minds. Henry and Ren, for a moment, not realizing that the hag is already dead, are worried that it is casting some crazy spell, and you get worried and you fortify yourselves, but then no effect takes hold on you. The dozen all flinch back and, are looking around for a fight still. Zerka remains steely, but is also kind of looking around as you gather that everyone is hearing these overlaid voices, and you can hear deals and contracts being struck, promises being made, and halfway through these sentences they break and the words falter. And then Ren, you specifically, especially Call, hears this as well, but everyone starts to hear the sound of small pieces of metal breaking. Call, with your passive perception and being fucking insane, you are the only one to notice there was a small sound of metal breaking from Miss Erin's corpse. But most of it seems to be coming from the cloak that Ren has on his person still. Um, and along with that, small pieces of iron begin tumbling out of the pockets of the cloak.
Do
every one
they
of the, every one of them visibly broken in one place or another.
do they look like broken links or broken
So there
nails
The
or
there
bracelet?
is there is
Or the
the rings that y'all found in the barrel before. There is an identical copy that each of the rings is broken, so there are now 4 pieces.
Mhm.
Um, Other things, there are earrings. There is a small toy dagger. Well, I suppose it's made of iron, so it's kind of a real dagger, but just little kind of knickknacks, all made of iron, on the ground, broken.
That feels extremely creepy. Um, is there some sort of like, I don't know, magic nuclear safety protocol that Ren would be aware of that I don't know off the top of my head? Like how to handle hazardous magical items.
Um,
where's Ren's PPE?
Yeah.
Give me an Arcana check.
Okay.
This is for the nature of what's happening as well as for specifically what you asked.
19.
It's pretty good. There is, other than a dispel magic, a casting of dispel magic, there isn't really like this. There's not magic you know of that is capable of that. However, you kind of noticing on the death and as this hag is just bleeding on the ground, and noticing that the two events coincided, you are realizing that as the hag died, many, many enchantments and blood contracts have been broken. And along with their breaking, the objects which contained these promises and contracts and deals broke with them.
So these like iron links, like the ones that Kina had, I'm wondering if those are enchanted by the hag?
Call is has also thought of Kina's rings and is kind of itching to go back to that room and see if they are also broken.
Okay. Do you do that?
Yeah, I think Call's going to look down and go, and kind of point and go, I want to check something, I'll be right back. And they're gonna,
Okay. Um, I'm fairly certain you have disarmed every trap between here and there. So I'm actually gonna even close out of Dungeon Fog,
rock on.
um, and bring us to our normal roleplay screen.
Our normal state of being.
There we go. Okay. I think I even got us to the right scene. It's great. Don't need that open. So Call makes their way to the barrel where they found the rings
Mm-hmm.
that Call recognized as Kina's,
Mm-hmm.
and finds that they are in fact broken, where each ring is broken in half into 2 like half circle pieces.
Excellent. Um, Call is gonna, not expecting much. Call's going to um make a perception check to see if there's any further clue to where Kina could be.
Go ahead.
Okay. That was another nat 20.
Fuck. Okay. You're gonna get a whisper then. I will say out loud, you do not see anything pertaining to Kina.
Okay.
But
I do appreciate that Call seems to get such fun rolls in regards to Kina. Like that, the best nat one I've ever rolled. Call's young to be a parent of an adolescent, but not too young. It's fine.
Paul's not too young to be an adoptive parent.
That's true. I'm not sure. Zerka would approve of having to try and squeeze an extra bunk in the barracks, but we'll see.
You can just call. Kina, not Zerka.
I knew what you meant.
What's happening again? I forgot what you're doing, Ben.
Call is getting whispers because of a nat 20, and
Okay.
no one went with them to the room.
Mm.
I would want to say that Ren went with Call because he doesn't really, ever since Call disappeared, doesn't really like letting them out of his sight. But I don't want to butt in on this. This is really cool.
Yeah.
You know what?
I almost said that too. I was like, I don't like the idea of Call leaving by themselves. And I'm like, at least Zerka needs to go with them, or somebody needs to go with them.
I will allow Ren to have followed. But he is far enough behind that he is not in the room the moment that Call sees the rings and then looks around. And so a thing happens in a beat, then Ren comes in.
That sound cool?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Cool.
Excellent. Okay. So as Ren's walking in, Call goes from looking down to looking up, very focused, and then turning around and looking at Ren. And just goes, she's not here.
Who?
Oh, Kina.
Who? Has Ren met Kina?
Met? No.
Oh.
No.
Every
time-
definitely talked about Kina though, right?
Has Call talked about Kina?
I don't think they have.
I don't think Call has.
I don't think they have. They have met Kina twice.
Yes.
And both times they were alone.
That's true. Okay.
Secret
So
child.
Call's gonna go, I'll tell you about it later. I'm gonna want your help looking for her.
Okay. Are you all right?
Mm-hmm. I just want to make sure she's okay. She's young.
Okay. I think Ren would also like to go back and collect all of the weird shit that fell out of the Hag's cloak put it back into pockets, and bundle it up in this horrible radioactive arcane thing with the intention to bring it to Barnabas.
Hey, do you want a bunch of Hags dead leftovers?
Can you dispose of these safely? So,
Do you have a sharps drawer? Do you have a sharps
Right.
collection?
So I didn't have a biohazard bag, but
Okay. Is there any looting y'all would like to do?
oh, absolutely.
Okay.
I got my dagger. I'm happy.
You did get your dagger. Can I? No, no roll required. Who is looting what?
Call wants to go to Miss Erin's pockets,
Okay.
see what they can find about any of the like light hands or any like weird shit or confiscate any weird shit.
Okay. So first of all, as you approach Miss Erin, you find that one ear, it's not there anymore, but there is a broken iron earring,
Mm-hmm.
like next to their ear.
Mm-hmm.
And then as you start rifling through pockets and such, you find about 40 gold pieces.
Okay.
Um, and then you also find a just myriad of little notes. Some of them are folded in weird ways. Some of them are like wax sealed.
Mm-hmm.
Many of them are open already. Just a bunch of different notes. Um, there, she has a bow staff, but it's nothing special.
Mm-hmm.
Her clothing also nothing special. Surprisingly, no magical items on her.
Excellent. Okay. Well, Call is gonna take the letters and like look over their shoulder and are they loose or
Tucked
Call's
into
gonna
many different pockets. Like they weren't. It wasn't like a bundle.
okay. In that case, Call's not gonna literally toss them. But Call's going to like pick up all the letters and just kind of pass them off to Zerka
Mm-hmm.
and just be like, who knows? We might find something useful.
Mm-hmm. She kind of ties them up with a loose bit of twine and pockets them.
Excellent.
And who is searching the hag? Is anyone searching the hag?
I think Henry goes and searches the hag.
Okay. Relatively quickly. There's actually not much left on the hag. Because the cloak is off. So yeah, I mean you find the empty sheath for the dagger that Ren has, and then you find tucked into the belt you find one scroll that is a spell scroll of Bestow Curse.
Of bestow curse.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
You should be able to search that on D&D Beyond and just add it to your inventory. And Ren, are you treating the cloak as biohazard material, or are you going to look through the pockets? Okay.
Biohazard material.
Okay.
Like after, okay, no, really, after the deck, what happened with Call, last time, Ren doesn't really trust anything in the pockets. So
Remind me what you did with the deck. I know that you like looked at the bottom, and I told you it was a playing card, but where did you put it?
back in the pockets.
Okay. All right.
What level spell is bestow curse?
Give me just a second. I think it's third.
Okay.
But give me 1 second. It is a third level spell, yes.
Thank you. I would also like to say that Henry goes to each of the dead and like closes their eyes and whispers a prayer of may you go into the afterlife without issue type deal.
Okay. Some last right shit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's throughout the entire dungeon, not just this room, because in this room it's just 2 ogres, the hag and Miss Erin.
I mean,
Oh yeah.
definitely
Also, we left Dirk with all those people.
Yeah, Dirk
We
is standing with like
did.
6 prisoners.
We do need to go check on him.
That's why I feel like
Yeah.
in this room and then making his way back through the hallways on his way over to Dirk.
Um,
Yeah.
That's what I was imagining.
In
It's like
passive-
he's doing it now, not like the whole time. Just like doing
in passive looting, going through all of the bodies, there were a bunch. Also some barrels and such. We're going to call it 350 gold split between the 3 of you. Between all of the bodies and some stashed money and...
Can we do 360?
Yes,
so that
you can do
divisible by
360. I was thinking the same thing. I was...
3? Thank you. And then
So
Call gets a
120 for each of us.
plus 40 from Miss Erin for Call,
Yes.
right? Okay.
Yes,
That-
I already tracked that part.
My chair sucks. It keeps sinking.
Okay. Also, as we're going through and wandering back towards Dirk, Call's going to like drop back behind, like next to Jax at one point, and just elbow him really hard in the ribs and be like, "Shut the fuck up."
He will flinch hard, take the hit, and he's gonna like act like he's like real hurt, and kind of stop and let you get ahead of him a little bit, and then
To the attack roll.
just a second, 1 second. I'm so sorry.
It's a will save not to laugh.
Fuck. No, sorry. What's Call's AC?
17.
Okay, so once again, we're gonna say this happens in that hallway that all the barrels blew up.
Yeah.
A charred piece of wood kind of just flies over Call's shoulder as Jax buckles over and actually laughs this time. He does not hold it back.
Fantastic. Oh, I love this.
I am still not over that time that Jax thought Ren was hitting on him.
Who wouldn't hit on Jax?
Exactly.
right.
Exactly. The man has confidence, okay?
Yeah.
He's
And it's
usually right when he assumes
unearned.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not unwarranted.
Because Jax, it's canon. Jax is really hot, right?
Yes.
That I did. Okay, I was
Yeah.
like,
Jax
that's
is
not
a
just
bard.
like how I'm imagining him. But like,
Jax is a bard, and his charisma does not only come from being able to sing.
Okay.
Y'all. So eventually, you do get to Dirk, who
Yes.
is still just kind of. He's standing there with his dagger, kind of tossing it up and catching it, and tossing it up and catching it. A couple of these members of the Light Hands are like on the ground crying. You left quite a few of the ones that lived in tears. Some of them are just sitting, staring into the distance. Some scary things happen to these guys. But yeah, they don't seem to have tried anything. They're all still bound. One or two of them seem to be slipping in and out of consciousness, but
Okay. So are these guys under arrest or?
Zerka says, yes, I think we've handled what needs to be handled.
Oh, that wasn't Ren talking. That was just
Okay.
Jenny.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'm just like-
Ren wasn't like, so are we killing these guys?
Yeah. No, No, Ren's not that
But
silly.
yes,
But,
they will be. Zerka gets, the other members of the dozen. They get them up. Zerka turns to Henry and Ren and says, "I greatly appreciate your help. I know that there isn't a way that we were going to do this without your help, but I do appreciate it anyway. I can handle the report to Ander for solving this problem, um, unless you feel the need to accompany me for that report."
Henry is already shaking his head. He's like, nope. I think he says, I think he kind of bows a little bit and just says, "Thank you."
I think Ren also bows and communicates his intentions to take any hazardous magical material to Master Barnabas. So,
Zerka nods and says, "I'm certainly not an expert in that field, and I appreciate you taking it to the expert."
Damn straight.
okay.
All right, so we leave.
Okay. What would y'all like to do immediately?
Ren would like to take this nasty ass cloak of evil shit to Master Barnabas.
Okay. Are the others
Unless
going to come
there's
with
anything
you?
else we need to. Sorry?
Are the others going to come with you?
Yes. Henry's just gonna follow Ren.
Probably, but on the way back Call is going to stop at a stall and buy some short swords.
Okay.
Yeah, Call.
There's a listed book price. That's what it costs you.
Okay.
Actually, no. This is arms and armor. This is supplied by you. You don't even need to stop and buy them. You are supplied arms and armor of normal quality, so you can just go pick some up from the barracks.
Perfect. Call's gonna do that. So I'm gonna add that shit to my inventory.
Excellent.
Okay.
To see the wizard.
Can I get a perception check from everybody as we are traveling through the city?
Is there a fox? Is there a fox that we're gonna see?
Hey, this is like the closest thing to a D&D tradition we have of just a random perception check as y'all walk through the city.
Mod 20.
19.
14.
Okay.
I'm so happy for you, Jenny.
Ren and Call are both still rather aware. Henry's not not paying attention or anything, but Henry and Call seem to be a little bit more on top of their surroundings. Nothing out of the ordinary as you travel. I suppose with a mod 20, a 19 is honestly enough for this as well. Your entire group has grown rather accustomed to someone being watching you every time you're going somewhere. Well, as you are exiting the warehouse district, which is under the warehouse district is where this fight just took place. Before you leave the warehouse district, there's no one. There's no one watching you. There's no one following you. There's no one, giving you sidelong, weird glances. You don't notice the same person in 3 alleyways as you travel, which is something you had grown accustomed to doing, especially in the warehouse district. But you see no one. That being said, as you start to approach the keep, you do see some more eyes following you, as you are used to.
Okay.
I don't like this, but okay.
I mean, this has been true every time that y'all have made a perception check. You've either rolled high enough to see the people watching you, or you have not.
I love that this suggests that we've always had a lot of people watching us all of the time because we've just cleared out the people in the warehouse district. But I don't know. That's just what it suggests to me.
Maybe more than one party is interested in what y'all are doing.
You know what? You know what, Ben? You know what, Ben? I have not forgotten that in Ren and Kenda's first actual conversation, Kenda asked him what he thought of the hearts, and then the hearts somehow knew about that. I have not forgotten that. It is killing me. Okay. Anyway.
Ben, is it at all gratifying to have players that pay attention to the things you say?
It is fucking wonderful. It is my favorite thing about D&D.
It's been killing me, and Ren has not known how to bring it up. So, okay.
Speaking of the hearts, just a reminder, it's the dual moons right now.
It is. It's also nighttime, and there are 2 moons in the sky at the moment.
So the hearts are werewolves right now. Because Chell said, because Henry was like, when can I come see you again? And Chell was like, after the dual moons.
But it is technically after the dual moons now.
No. Dual moons, the period of that is called the dual moons, takes place over 7 days.
Oh, so isn't it a week?
Yeah, it is a full week where the smaller moon is passing in front of the larger moon, which have names in my notes somewhere. Technically the absolute strongest day of the of those 7 is the middle day, which is when both moons are full. But which we are in that ballpark right now.
Okay.
Also, I'll just mention that y'all had the option to climb the rubble that happened during the fight because part of the ceiling caved in. Y'all could have just climbed out that way, or you could have gone out any of the other ways that y'all came in.
But that way we couldn't have gotten Dirk.
Yeah, you would have had to go this way and then go all the way back that way, and then Yeah. Anyway, so just real quick, are y'all traveling with the dozen as a group back to the keep and then to the university because it's kind of all in the same direction, or did y'all split off on your own?
Henry is following Ren. Henry's just following. Henry's not making a decision.
Since Call is going to pick up short swords at the barracks immediately, Call is probably going to be hanging closer to the dozen. Not sure what they're doing. And if they end up parting, Call's just gonna join them as soon as they pick up their swords.
I think we're okay with going back to the keep and going from there. So if it's on the way.
Yeah. I mean,
we're just
the tower that you're heading
crowd.
to. Yeah, there are currently 15 people and a dog.
People looking. So people looking has got to not actually be that weird.
So on a 20 and also on a 19, I'll say there are weird looks of what the fuck are all of them doing, and then there are the studying looks and maybe the reoccurring faces that you see over time.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. So presumably we part ways from the dozen at the barracks and head towards Barnabas's office.
The members of the dozen separate to go tend any wounds that are left over and crash because tired. And the 3 of you head towards the Mage's Tower and up to Barnabas.
All those stairs.
When you were so tired.
How many spell slots do we have between the 2 of you? Any? 2? Okay.
I used my last spell slots to kill the hag.
Okay.
I used 2.
As you get to that level of...
Oh, no, I have 3.
Oh, as you get to the level where the masters of the school. There's that little bubble that you walk through, and your bundle kind of jiggles as you go through that, and then feels a little more normal.
Okay.
Um, uh, yeah. Okay. And you get to Barnabas's door. It is the
Gonna
middle of the
knock on
night.
The man, I was gonna say, is the man fucking asleep?
Oh, it's the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
it's
forgot
the
about
middle of the night.
Do we need to just leave it in Ren's room and go to bed, actually?
It is a bundle of shit.
Is there a safe place to put magical things
There
in
is
the
a
tower?
safe in Ren's room.
Ren does have a
Yes,
safe.
the lead box. Is the lead box big enough to fit this bundle in?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Ren's gonna put it in the lead box for the night.
Okay. Do the three of you separate?
I think Henry's super sketched out by the bundle, and he says, "Can I sleep on the floor in your room?" And like he has like his bedroll or whatever. Like, can I? I don't want to just leave you alone with this thing. I feel weird about it. Unless you feel okay, and then I can go. But I don't want you to be alone if something happens.
Sure.
Okay.
Ren looks fond.
Aww.
But
Insight check to see if can Henry make an insight check to see if he's in the way, because he suddenly realizes, ooh, there was a kiss. Do I need to leave?
Go ahead and roll an insight check. Did you get a 2?
Wait, point 2 plus. I think I have a high insight. 2 plus 5, 7. 7.
Woohoo.
Okay.
Ren was definitely not thinking about any of that.
I think Henry's like, do I need to leave? Do they want to be alone? Nah. It's and starts like making a little pallet on the ground with his like his cape or whatever.
Call is going to lean against the door frame and is going to say, "Thank you guys for today. I'll see you in the morning."
Henry gives Call a hug, a very tight hug before they leave, and then says, "I'll see you in the morning."
Call's gonna tussle Henry's hair just a little bit in the hug.
Sweet.
I'm sorry. Just a thing about Henry's hair. Henry has spells woven into the braids in his hair, and so I just had this
Also
flash.
on the top of his head, or just his beard?
Just all of his hair.
Oh, all of his hair.
I think part of it has been undone, but it's
yeah, but so this didn't happen, but it just became really funny to me of the possibility of Call like undoing one of the braids that gives Henry resistance to piercing damage.
Instantly stabbing Henry with Call's sharp earring.
There's
We're
one of them that
just
just cast light, like.
yeah.
Henry
Those are
takes
his
and damage from Call's pointy earring.
Okay. So Call is going back to the barracks.
Yes.
Okay. So you all lay down for a night's rest?
Long rest, long
Okay.
rest.
Yes.
Is Ren wearing the ring?
Yes.
Okay.
Gotta give Oliver a taste of that murder.
He's been missing out on it. Henry, I need a wisdom saving throw. Sorry, charisma saving throw.
Plus 9 to that, 22.
Okay.
Nice.
Cool. Yeah. And then this is no saving throw, but you are going to bed. There's nothing else anybody wants to do?
Correct.
Okay. Go ahead and take a long rest.
Yay.
Henry has regular dreams with an odd sense of shadow at the edge. Nothing's even scary enough for him to wake. He's sleeping pretty hard. But just just enough weird to remember it when he wakes up. Ren, as
Ren
you are
has a
beginning,
+3 to saving
Ren
throws
doesn't have
and
to do a
feels
saving throw.
Ren feels safe because of Henry's aura.
That's fine. This is not. This is no. Ren hears Oliver's voice in his head. Oliver says, "I have seen the magic you used too often." Damn it, Asher.
Is that right?
I've seen the magic you use too often. I understand that those you were fighting needed to be fought and needed to be beaten. That kind of power gets tempting very quickly. I just want you to be careful.
I don't know if Ren can articulate a response in his sleep or anything.
So this is before you. This is before you fall asleep. This is like you're
okay.
laying down quietly, and then he, like, can feel you kind of winding down, but he, before you fall asleep, he says that to you telepathically.
I don't know if Ren can. I don't know if Ren knows what to articulate even, but he is terrified. So that's it.
Okay. Ren falls asleep with none of the ambient noise that it normally comes from the ring. However, when he wakes up in the morning, it has returned. The light whistle of a tea kettle, the burning of a fire, the bubbling of an alchemical set.
I think he started to take that as a comforting thing. So okay.
Can I get a Constitution check, or we'll say a Constitution saving throw from Henry?
Henry, you okay?
6.
Henry is still very soundly asleep when Ren wakes. In fact, I think Ren wakes to the sound of Henry snoring.
A comforting snoring.
You hope so.
I
hope so.
Pierre probably decided to be a little traitor and sleep curled like in Henry's braids for the night.
Shut the fuck up.
She's still a little weasel.
I'm crying.
Shut
So cute.
the fuck up.
Henry will be so honored when he wakes up.
Henry got to sleep snuggled with Pierre before Call did.
I guess Ren's just gonna get ready for the day. Quietly. Let Henry sleep in.
Thanks.
Zerka enters the barracks loudly, shouting at everyone to get up, and just because you worked yesterday doesn't mean you get to skip PT today. between the scrambling, grumbling, and complaining of the rest of the dozen, Call, you are awake. Zerka does give you a look of kind of like, join us if you want, but I understand if you have stuff to go do with,
Your special little team.
Mhm.
Black Ops division.
This is like fucking stupid AM, because it's Zerka.
Yes, but I also rolled for this, and Call does not wake up feeling like death warmed over. So I think Call is going to join for morning exercises before splitting up and heading toward the university.
Absolutely.
I think Ren is going to make tea so that I don't think Ren has coffee, but he'll make like a good black tea so Henry will have something hot to drink when he wakes up.
It's very sweet.
Otherwise, ready to go.
So about that time, Call would knock on the door.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can Henry wake up now?
Yeah,
Or
you
he
can.
just-
Henry can wake up to the knock of the door.
Okay, Henry's awake.
A little bit of drool coming down Henry's face.
Huge tangles, just like lion's mane hair.
A little weasel's nest of hair.
Literally.
I think Ren just pours everybody tea. He's already ready. He's been up for a while. I think he looks a little bit darker under the eyes than usual, but just slightly. But yeah. Otherwise, he is eager to get this thing out of his bedroom. So we ready to
Absolutely.
evil, not the box of evil, but just the bundle of evil to Barnabas.
Okay.
Okay.
You knock on the door.
Yes.
You hear the hoofbeats of Bronk coming to the door. Bronk
Bronk?
is not here. Barnabas
You're
coming
Bronk
to the
coming.
Bronk coming.
Coming.
You are very surprised to find Barnabas opens the door.
Brock and Barnabas are having an affair?
Bronk's too young for that.
Bronk is old. Wait.
Brock is old.
Bronk
compared
is
to
old.
Barnabas?
I'm trying to remember which between Barnabas and Bronk, which one is older.
I think Brock is older because you told me that and I said, shut the fuck up.
I believe that is correct. I'm sorry. Give me
No.
one moment. I
Because
must
I
find out.
imagined Brock as like a 25-year-old stud and like Barnabas as ageless.
Hey, that's not okay. Calling him a stud is not okay. That's a
horse?
microaggression.
That definitely feels like a microaggression for a centaur.
Not what I meant.
Barnabas is 132.
Okay.
Which is young. Younger than I thought, I guess.
Bronk is 213.
No.
That is so much older than I was expecting.
Bronk and Oliver came. Y'all know this. This is not new information. Bronk and Oliver came to Teriviri across the rift together over 80 years ago. I think.
Yeah, but still, you can still be, 60-something when you cross over. You don't have to be over 130 when that happens.
Yeah.
But that's when it happened.
Okay.
It feels like cursed
I can
knowledge.
only understand the world if Barnabas is the oldest person in it.
Well, sucks.
Same wavelength.
Okay.
Wait, how old is Kenda?
Kenda doesn't know that.
Rude.
Kenda doesn't know their own birthday.
Oh no. They treat every day like their birthday though. They're fine.
Fair. Okay. Yeah, when not Bronk but Barnabas opens the door, Ren is going to holding this bundle of cloak with cursed items in it, I guess.
So you stuffed
May
all
we
the
come in?
broken pieces of iron back into the pockets, right?
Yes.
Okay. So you just
Well, uh, good morning. May we come in?
uh, Barnabas is getting used to this sight, and just kind of steps out of the way and gestures for y'all to enter.
Okay. Um, Barnabas knew generally information about the light hands. He
Yes,
knew.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Barnabas sort of assisted in the retrieval of Call, so
Yeah. So he knows the
yep.
situation. Um,
I'm not sure
we
if he knew explicitly that y'all were going after them last night, but
Ren is going to explain the situation and that this was on a disguised hag that was with
okay.
them, and that it is definitely full of cursed and dangerous items. So,
His ears perk up a little bit at that, and he starts looking it over. You see him draw some symbols in the air as he casts Detect Magic. He kind of lays it out. He casts Mage Hand and is like going through the pockets with Mage Hand. Um, an odd thing. He reaches into the pockets with Mage Hand and isn't able to find, like, he isn't able to just grab something out of the pockets. So he takes a moment. Um, the Mage Hand slowly fizzles away as he instead casts Identify on the cloak. And let me get the thing real quick.
This is the identify stuff.
It does not have a weird British voice. Sure. He looks at it for a little bit, and then says, and then kind of like nods and says, "Okay, the cloak itself is not cursed. Um, however, these pockets are extra dimensional, um, like that of." He gestures to Henry's bag of holding, and says, "Akin to a bag of holding. As such, do not put this in there." Um, um, it's interesting. Each pocket is its own enchantment. Um, they're a little weird. So if you don't mind, could you call the items that you stored back in the pockets to mind and remove them from the pockets?
Ren will take those out one at a time, namely the deck of cards.
Okay. Um, so he kind of looks through the scattered assortment of iron pieces, and he says, uh, "These were cursed, as you say, but they now hold no enchantment of any kind. This, however," and he holds that deck of cards, "as I'm sure you assume, is extraordinarily dangerous."
I'm familiar.
Burn it,
He
burn it, burn it.
he kind of gives a little head bow, and he says, "It can also be extraordinarily powerful and advantageous, but I'm not one to gamble with those things. Um, I will, unless you want it, I will keep this here and destroy it slowly, as I have extra resources. Now is not a good time to be frivolous with my spellcasting. Um, uh, as during the dual moons, the protections I have over the city are not always strong enough to repel all sorts of magical attack, or the sorts that they are normally able to."
I think Ren looks satisfied once he hears the word destroyed. But then he's gonna look at the cloak itself and ask, is the cloak itself inherently dangerous, or is it...
No, it's not cursed. It seems to just be a rather useful item. Aside
Can I keep
from,
it?
uh, absolutely. But aside from the pockets, there's actually something else with it. It seems to have some kind of ability with projectile attacks. Um, if you were to be fired upon, you could potentially, should the missile not hit you to begin with, catch it in the cloak and then return it to its point of origin, perhaps dealing more damage than it was sent at you with.
I think Ren looks a little intrigued. I think he's going to cast Presti to clean the cloak. Like he's just gonna launder it real quick. And then he's gonna pick it back up, once it's empty of evil shit. So,
And the last thing, before you do that, he reaches into one of the pockets that didn't have a piece of iron, and he pulls out another spell scroll. And he kind of unfurls it quickly, says, "This is polymorph," and he just holds it out to you.
Ren will take it.
I'm double checking that I got all of the loot. Yes.
Okay.
So if you want to look in, I don't know. I don't know if you'll actually be able to find it. Try searching in D&D Beyond for Keeper's Cloak. I'm actually going to go ahead and try to hop onto your character sheet and see if I can do it, even if you can't. Yeah. Okay. So I think I just added it to your inventory if you want to refresh that page. And yeah, you can read the specifics of the attack back.
Okay.
So I will say one kind of weird thing about the pockets is each pocket can only hold one item. But it can hold an item of any size as long as it fits into the mouth of the pocket.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna just don't fuck me with that. Like, don't say, "Oh yes, I put this 80 million mile long piece of iron in there so that I don't fuck me with that." But
Okay.
yeah, I didn't go legalese on the description, but
Okay. And a scroll of polymorph.
yes,
Excellent.
which is a 4th level spell. Hang on. That's a very good call out on Dev Patel, on Jax looking like Dev Patel.
Hell yeah.
Darker skin Dev Patel. Yep. Because
Yep.
Jax's skin is like all the way
Dark.
black.
Yeah.
Yes. No, I specifically remember. But yeah, that's generally how I've been envisioning Jax.
It's a very good description.
Hell yeah. Face claim.
Okay. Barnabas is going to congratulate y'all on handling the light hands. And it's getting late. It is 10 minutes to 11. do we want to continue? We can. Or do we want to call it here and pick up in Barnabas' office or Barnabas' rooms?
I'm kind of down for anything. I kind of got my second wind, so if we want to keep going, I'm happy to keep going for a little while longer.
Okay.
Same.
Yeah.
Then I will do a tiny intermission of just kind of reminding y'all where we were a couple years ago.
I appreciate it.
So Henry already brought up that the Hearts are not in town for the duration of the dual moons. Excuse me.
Oh, they're not in town.
Are not to be visited. You don't know if they're not in town or not. They requested not to be visited. Y'all are kind of in the makings of a coup. If y'all remember, the small council is between Zerka and Barnabas. Y'all have kind of come to the decision and plan of trying to convince enough of the small council together to kind of vote together and strip Ander of power. Barnabas is unwilling to actually harm Ander, so he kind of has put a lot of this plan to word of if we can convince enough of the council to strip him of power so that he is more of a figurehead than the law enactor and all of that, then you can stop his racist policies and kind of angry decision making. With that being said, as of yet, only Zerka and Barnabas have explicitly joined. Y'all have had like a preliminary conversation with the captain of guard, Gareth Rhine.
Mm-hmm.
Zerka has outright said that Lord Commander Rhine, the Lord Commander of the Corps of Blades,
Her boo thing.
Mm-hmm.
Would rather eat his boots than do anything against Ander. So that's kind of a not good start. Call has started building a rapport with Sir Havish Lorel.
Yes.
There are two other members that... Sorry, I have an actual list of them. Okay, so Farid Kintar has not been spoken to, but he is often found at a tavern. Already mentioned him. The Lady O'Corrent, also found at taverns. You have not spoken to Carta, who is another member of the council.
We should go talk to Carta.
I really want to meet Carta.
We've never met her, and I want to meet her.
I do question whether Carta's the appropriate person to be talking to, but
Probably not, but we've been wanting to meet Carta since like the second session. First session.
Henry also has had a Christianese conversation with Lord Commander Umber.
Mm.
Oh yeah.
I don't remember what came out of that though. Do you remember?
You did not directly bring up the coup,
Mm.
and kind of didn't, if I remember correctly, didn't even really bring up Ander, but just kind of brought up, is it okay to be like openly hostile to monstrous races that are still people? And he was like, gotta spread the light. I believe, I think that's everybody. Other notable things that have happened fairly recently. A couple people have voices in their heads. Not really in their heads. Henry had a almost deal with a warlock patron that he doesn't remember, but is oddly scared about remembering what he needs to do, and it'll help. Which is bring a vial of the death, as well as something else. I don't remember what the other thing.
And the book that describes
Yes.
the Thieves' Cant book that describes how to turn the death into a weapon of mass destruction.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. The instructions of how to make bomb.
And the equipment for bomb.
Yes.
Yes, exactly.
Orin is living his best fucking life, just reading every goddamn book he can get his hands on.
I love him.
Call had a meeting with a skeletal-ish person in the floating ball in the Astral Sea. Vic was his name, yes. Was their name. If I could remember the gender of my own characters, it would be awesome.
Jenna and Oster?
Jenna and Oster helped y'all get a call back. I don't think y'all have like any work with them at the moment, or any stuff to do with them at the moment.
But they have a Lyra. They said something about Lyra, and Henry's interest
did, yes.
is peaked. Piked.
So yes, there is that. Kenda is. They were feeling better when they had as they had stuff to work on to help get Call back. I don't think Kenda has been checked up on since Call has been back.
Well, Call hasn't been back for very long.
No, yeah, I think it's been like a day and a half.
Yeah.
Because I think it was the night before this night.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Bennett. Bennett's in town. Bennett has. Asher, do you remember how much they know about the conversations that Henry and Bennett have had?
What do you? They know that we slept together. They know that.
I was thinking of a few more plot relevant things. Although, to be fair, that is a little plot relevant.
No, I think so. No, I told them about it because I told them about how Bennett is in town at the command of the king, his brother, to investigate Ander, and he's gonna try to help. If he finds that Ander is a shitbag, he's gonna be able to do something about it with the power of the king.
He did give the caveat of it's got to be fucking damning evidence, because the hand of the king coming in and just revoking someone's title makes nobles fucking nervous. So it's got to be very clear, very damning evidence for him to be able to do anything. So, I believe those are the spinning plates.
Okay.
And then also, from this session, Call wants to find Kina.
Call does want to find Kina. Okay. So Call is going to, upon leaving, kind of turn to the buddies and say, I know that we have a lot of things going on right now. And we really do gotta address them. I don't even know where to start anymore. I feel like I feel like I've been so interrupted. Where are we? Has anything happened while I was gone?
I don't think anything else. Well, No, we did have soldiers come into town while Call was gone, right? We did have,
I
Bennett and
believe.
that procession come in and everything. So
I
yeah, that
believe.
happened while Call was gone, but I think they're caught up with that.
Mm.
Mhm.
So yeah, there are
Um,
human men in town.
Yes. More than one this time. Um,
does Call know about Kenda's origin, Barnabas lying about it?
I don't actually know.
I don't think that was brought up, no.
Because that was why Call was gone, right? Because that was
Yeah.
I think it was,
we were
yeah.
thinking, oh, could Kenda cast the wish spell? And so
Yeah. So Call doesn't know that.
would
And
Ren bring that up?
that's Kenda's business. Um, Ren does need to check on Kenda at some point, though. Um, but
Do we want for this is Asher speaking. Do we want Call to check on Kina, Ren to check on Kenda, and Henry to check on Bennett, or something else? Probably run away. Henry to go run away or something. But do we want to have Kenda and Kina checkups?
Call would definitely want that. Uh, I think Call wants to talk about the coup plans first, though, because that's very like time sensitive.
yeah,
True.
like who do we begin to talk to about that? We did just go over the whole list of them.
Sorry, I do have one more thing to throw out. When did that happen? I think this has already happened. A large expedition is going toward Mount Scylla.
That already left.
That has already left. So that's like, but now there are like King's soldiers in town. So part of the idea of the coup was to do that while those soldiers directly under Anders' control were not in the city.
Yes, so we might have lost our time. We might have lost our
Well,
window.
Well, they're still out, so
Oh, that's
so
right, yeah.
the expedition is still gone. The soldiers that just returned to the city were those conscripted into the king's army,
Yes.
and they
So-
are, and at the moment, the ones who are here are, I believe, only the very wounded and those rich enough to pay for teleportation.
so we are in the window right now. I think Ren would like to do a little bit of research about the different names we've been given for people on the council because he can't just like, I don't know, he can't picture just approaching them out of nowhere and trying to be like, "Hey, so how do you feel about Count Anders' policies?" Um,
I think that's what Call was getting a rapport with the Seneschal,
yeah.
and they had started that, and then with the other two, we could, I think, very easily go to a bar and start a conversation, like data gathering conversation, not
Yeah.
explanation. I don't think doing research is a bad idea, but I'm just saying. I think that's what we were planning to do, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like just kind of like go meet them, kind of suss out the situation.
Try not to blow it immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And see like is it a hard no? You know, do they like talk about how great Ander is just off the cuff? If we bring up Ander, they go, "Oh, boo, fuck that guy," you know, or you know, like what's the vibe?
Yeah. I think Ren also wants to ask Call, what about the person that they want to look for?
Um, Call is going to. All right, Call's gonna. So the Light Hands has been conscripting children to work with them, and I have tentatively befriended one of them. I think I saw something of hers in the warehouse the other day. I didn't see her, but I think the light hands were her only source of stability, and I want to find her. I want to make sure she's safe.
Okay. What do we have to start with?
I think I might have a lead. I'll have to follow up on it. But beyond that, she's very, very fast. Um, she's a young tiefling, and her name is Kina.
Okay. Do we need to, like, stake out the warehouse district? Or
Let me check. Let me follow up on my lead first, and I'll hopefully have more information. I wonder if she'll be on the outskirts of the warehouse district rather than in the depths of it. I kind of think that the everyone who was part of the light hands that we did not catch is going to be laying low.
Okay.
But I would like to make sure she's okay.
It makes me wonder how many conscripted children are being left without stability right now.
Yeah, I'm
It's
wondering if they have a place to stay and like a way to eat.
that is a concern.
Okay.
Henry, can you give me a history check?
Yes. Nine.
That is low.
Can I like maybe go ask like somebody in the Core of Light if there is an outreach program for children? A
If
place where we could bring children?
you can go, you can do that. Yes.
Okay. I think I'd throw that out as an idea to Ren Nicole of like, well, if we can find them, I mean, there's probably some place safe that we could take them. I could go to the Core of Light and, find out where we could take them to somewhere safe that's not, I don't have to do gang work for.
I would appreciate that.
That time that Ren went invisible and went and spied on Miss Erin in the alleyway, she did talk to two different children. One of them was a dwarf. I don't remember what the other one was. But yeah, tiefling is definitely one of the more persecuted races in Storgard. So I'm wondering how safe it would be for Kina with official programs.
On
True.
mention of tieflings being persecuted and talking about a little tiefling girl, I'm going to go ahead and give this to Henry. Henry tore down a wanted poster for, I can't remember my exact wording, but I believe it was labeled as the little devil.
I remember that.
Nearby, I think it was nearby the apartments that y'all fought the ghosts. So it wasn't like right nearby, and it wasn't that event. It was shortly after that. But Henry saw on one of the like job
Notice
boards that there was a childlike devil that would bewitch your children and
Mm-hmm.
all the long list of the things people say and think about tieflings.
So, asshole shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
In the moment, even with Henry not knowing who Kina was, it was asshole shit enough that he tore the poster down.
Yeah. Um. Can I don't know, maybe that's what the history check was, but can I think about if I've ever heard anyone mention tieflings like at the Core of Light as like
The history check
monstrous or
about
anything?
was about remembering the poster, but
Oh, okay.
then with Ren bringing up specific persecution, I just gave
Mm,
it to you.
okay.
Um,
Um, do I have any vibe on if the Core of Light feels the same way and thinks of tieflings as
you
not people?
have not seen a tiefling in the Core of Light. I'm gonna go ahead and say tieflings are rare for this area. Um, yeah, so okay. You know of a single tiefling who gets a bad fucking rap who is enrolled in the university. And that
Mm.
is the only tiefling other than now Kina that you know of in the city.
And people are assholes to them.
And people are assholes.
Okay. Okay. That's what I wanted to know. Okay. Um, do we know anyone in the city? Know anyone that's not an asshole?
Someone who comes to mind is Patch, who is smuggling monstrous beings out of the city.
Smart, smart. Yes, yes. I forgot about that. Okay. Mm, but I wasn't supposed to tell anybody about that. I think I mention it vaguely, and I say I can't think of a safe place in the city for Kina or for the little girl. I think is what Henry says for the little girl. But I know of a way to get her out of the city safely.
You do?
I do. I know someone that uh, would see her as the little girl that she is that could help her get her somewhere safe.
I would deeply appreciate that.
Okay. Um, so do y'all two want to go and try to find her and I can go try to um make, secure passage for her?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I think Henry's gonna go try to find Patch.
Um, if Henry's gonna go ahead and leave, Call is just gonna try to like stay behind for a beat and uh just kind of look at Ren and go, so you're okay? Okay. Um, and Call's just gonna like lean in and kiss Ren on the cheek and walk off.
Ren is out of his depth. He's gonna go walk next to Call a little bit closer than usual. Just walking with them.
Well, if he does that, Call is not shy, and so Call's just gonna go ahead and like hold Ren's hand.
Okay.
Ren dies again.
Ren dies again.
Ren's totally calm about this. What are you guys talking about?
Ren's fine.
Ren's fine.
Fine.
Call has a passive perception of 25, and as much as we joke about it, Ren does have a heartbeat.
Yep.
Ooh,
Actually,
you gonna make a deception check?
Oh my god.
no, I rolled to see something and I rolled a nat 20. Ren's heart is pounding right now. But everything's fine. So we're gonna go look for this little lost child. Totally normal activities. So, yeah.
Incredible.
Ren's cool. Um,
Okay, so the two of you are going together to try and find Kina?
Uh, Call was actually going to see if they could figure out how to get a hold of Vic, which they were just kind of gonna wait until they were alone for a little bit. So I think Call's gonna say, "Let me try something. Can I meet you back here in a little bit?" Okay. And so Call's gonna squeeze Ren's hand and leave.
Does Ren move while Call's gone?
not at all.
That's what I thought. um, give me a perception check.
Ren?
Call.
Oh, 27.
Okay. Um, you are working towards a place to be alone, and with a 27, that search doesn't take you too long. You're able to, cut around some corners and kind of duck away. Uh, and you're kind of just like thinking, okay, I'll just get past this person and then around that corner, and I don't think there should be anybody over there. But as you are going past this person, you are agile and a adept mover through crowds. But somehow you bump into this person as you are
Ooh.
trying to get around this corner. Uh, and it's like a little confusing to you because like you knew the person was there and you were going around them. Um, and you're confused for a beat until you feel a weight in your pocket.
Excellent. Call is going to continue on their path to that spot that they don't think anyone is going to be at. And they also, did they get a good look at the person?
Um, so it was kind of just like this is a person wearing a cloak, which is not an uncommon thing.
Okay,
There was nothing of note about this person, and then the bump, when you turn to look, there isn't a person.
perfect. Call is going to keep walking for a minute until they get to that spot, and then they're gonna look, and then they're gonna check them.
Okay. You find a folded note, the weight coming from a wax seal that is pressed into it.
Mm.
In the seal uh, is written the words, "Do you remember what I want?"
Okay. So what I do remember, because it's been a while, it's been longer for Bronwyn than Call. What I remember is that Vic wanted someone to be eyes and ears. And Bronwyn's been wondering if Keena's been enlisted to be the eyes and ears. Since Vic did not succeed with Call. Um, should I be rolling a history check for you to tell me anything I'm missing?
Um, I mean, you got most of it. You don't need to roll.
Okay.
So Vic did want someone to be their eyes and ears. But also Call kind of rebuffed the offers that Vic was giving because Vic also offered more of a pact first, and Call shut that one down quick. Then
Yeah.
Vic offered eyes and ears. Then Vic offered, "You tell me something, I'll tell you something."
Okay.
Okay, so what do you do?
Um, Call is going to Um, I'm going to assume that Call always has like some kind of like graphite or something on their person
Mm,
because
yeah,
Call's an
absolutely.
inquisitive rogue. Call takes notes.
Yes, absolutely.
Uh, so Call is going to on the back side of the paper. They're going to scrawl something down and I'll message it to you.
Okay.
And they will just kind of wave it around in the air and see if anything happens. And if not, they're gonna figure it out.
Yeah. How about you send me that message and I'll.
Okay. Okay. Um. Okay. Do we want to? I'm still thinking about what Call's writing. That's why I want to message it to you.
Yeah, sure.
So
I will. I have Henry.
yeah,
I have
yeah.
Henry. Um. So, uh, when you get back to your room, Patch is not there. Um, as you know, he has been doing gate duty
Mhm.
very regularly, religiously even. Um,
I
seeing, uh,
think I would also want to talk to second brother Eurylochus.
not
Eu-
Eurylochus. Corvite.
Eurydius?
Eurydius. Eurydice. Eurydice.
Eurydice. About a place for the other children
Okay.
to find sanctuary.
Um, we don't need to do a full role play there. He is like on board with that. That's not really a thing the core of light hosts. Like
Mhm,
they don't
mhm,
own a place. However, he has influence and a fair bit of resources at his disposal. So he says, like, after it is explained to him that there are a group of orphans who had been working for a cartel, and they will likely need places to stay, although you have not found any of them yet.
mhm,
He says, "Okay, I can get some things like situated."
mhm.
Um,
So they have a place when we do find them.
yes.
Okay.
Um,
We did kill a lot of the people who were taking care of them.
I don't
I'm
think Henry
wondering if the
says
kids
that.
are going to hold that against us.
I don't think Henry's gonna mention that part.
um, uh,
What was that face? What were you
I
thinking about?
I got a message. Okay.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Uh,
Okay. Sorry.
um, I believe you are remembering correctly, Bronwyn. Um, so we'll come back to that in just a moment.
Okay.
So he like says he's going to prep a place so that um, it'll be there if that happens. He mentions like I do have resources, I do have influence. There is an end to that. So like we're not like he does not have the power to just found an orphanage right away. So if that is what is needed, he mentions that like we're gonna have to find some way to get that funded, and you don't just like I'm not just a person that can approve that on my own.
Yo, Bennett.
Um, so we can handle the
Yeah.
patch conversation after this. Uh, Bronwyn,
Yes.
uh, Call writes that message on the back of the envelope. Uh, when the period is dotted, the text fades, and the wax seal falls off of the letter onto the ground, with no action from you, and very quickly melts and soaks into the ground. And
Okay.
the letter is open, um, and it is a artistic isn't the right word. Call doesn't know what a robot is. If
Okay.
a robot had drawn a map of the city, this is what it would look like,
Okay.
with a location marked. No text, just a very well drawn image, a map of the city with a location somewhat near the apartments that y'all fought the ghosts at. It's close to that area.
Fantastic. Okay. Carl's gonna go get Ren, and we can go back to Henry.
Um, there is an odd sense of that information burning into your mind, which at first it's just like, hey, this is important to me, I'll remember it. But then it kind of is like just really fucking there. And as you walk, the paper just disintegrates.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Fuck yeah, okay.
Henry, can you roll a wisdom saving throw for me?
That is a 19, my guy.
Cool.
You want to tell me anything about that?
Nope. Nothing happens to you. At least nothing that you notice.
I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
I'm sorry, that was just asshole DM. Nothing happens to you.
Wonder if it has to do with the patron or.
Okay. Call
What did
returns
the
to Ren.
patron look like again?
Call returns to Ren, yeah.
Henry doesn't remember.
I'm wondering
Okay,
if
so
it's
are we still on? Are we still on
Yeah.
call then?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So call
Um,
returns to Ren.
Yes. So call returns to Ren, and like just kind of pokes their head in, and says, "Hey, I have better than a lead. It turns out." Um, and they're gonna say, "I think I know where to find her."
That was fast.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure I'm thrilled about how this happened, but I'll explain to you on the way.
Okay. Ren's ready to go.
Okay. So Call's going to hold the door open, and as Ren walks through, Call's going to grab Ren's hand, and they're gonna walk down the stairs.
What a bunch of nerds.
Call doesn't give a shit.
I love it. All right. Traveling through the city.
Yes. Okay. So we're traveling through the city.
Perception checks?
Yep. Jenny got it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's an 8.
16.
Okay. Yeah, nothing out of the ordinary. Ren is feeling a little blissful and not really paying all that much attention to, things outside of his hand.
Probably true.
Okay. Takes a little bit of travel time, but not too much. Excuse me. Call, you feel this burned image of the map in your mind as you travel, and it's rather handy. You feel like you're getting some shortcuts in as well, and you make it there a little faster than you would have expected because of how very exact this map was.
Oh, shit.
Um,
Wait, so when we get there, does that map feeling stay?
we'll get there. And you're getting very close to the location marked. Do you do anything as you approach?
Call is um yeah, as we approach, I think Call is going to kind of turn to Ren and say, I think it's probably best if I'm by myself for a minute. Do you mind hanging back? I don't know if she's gonna, I don't know how she's gonna feel about strangers.
Ren taps his walkie-talkie. Call has the other one right now.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, just like call me immediately if you need anything signal.
Cute.
But he doesn't. He's only had call back for like a day and a half. Okay, he's still not thrilled about letting call go off on their own, but they're
That's
grown about this.
entirely fair.
I've
All
only
right.
had call for a day and a half, but if anything happened to them,
I'd kill everyone in this room and then myself.
I mean, that's partially what we did.
Kind of what happened.
Kind of what we did.
they did kill everyone in that room.
Yeah.
Just not themselves.
Just not themselves.
I suppose it
Well-
helped that that he got call back before killing everyone in the room.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But beyond that, I think Call is going to take great pains to ensure that their weapons are visibly stowed. And they're going to just kind of slowly walk down the street, whistling a little bit, and keep an eye out for any kind of flashes of movement.
So obviously making noise and keeping an eye out.
Yes, basically letting her take the initiative to approach, but being very transparent about, I am here.
Okay. Give me a perception check.
Okay. Oh, fuck, that's a nat one.
Fuck. Um.
I have inspiration. Can I use that?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Cool. It's important to me. That was a waste of an inspiration. That was a 2.
Hey, a 2 is not an automatic failure.
That's true, but it's a fucking 2, which, with a perception check means that I have a 12. So
Yeah.
Well,
So from automatic failure to 12, I think.
it's better than nothing.
a 12 is high enough that you would likely notice if she tried to pickpocket you. Um, anyway, it takes a little bit of you kind of walking closer and closer to this marked spot that's burned into your mind. And it's hard to even tell. Like, the map in your mind is so detailed that, like, you can see the barrels that are lining the street. Not like lining the street, but like you can see the barrels and this cart that has been left there and such. And it, like, as you are getting closer, it feels like you're zooming in.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a little distracting, which contributes a bit to this not great perception, especially for Call, who is so good at it. And then you hear a sharp intake of breath and a little scuff sound coming from your left behind a couple of barrels.
All right, Call's going to stop and not turn to face her, but Call's going to go, "Are you okay?"
Those are evil dice. Can't use those.
Appreciate that.
Those are d12s. Nah. Using a Barnabas dice. It's quiet for a while. You can almost assume that she's holding her breath. And then out of the corner of your eye, you see the tips of two red horns poke up over the edge of the barrel. And she says, I'm scared and I'm confused. And she says, I know that y'all killed Miss Erin. She was always good to me. But the creepy one in the cloak, they're the one that gave me those rings.
Mm-hmm.
And at night, those rings would talk to me.
Were they scary?
Not when they were talking, but in times that I would think about it, that was scary. And they made me promises. They told me that I'd be okay. They asked me I don't think the creepy one I think they might have I think Miss Erin had some iron too.
She did.
I think that it whispered to her too.
Why do you think that?
Just over the past couple months, Miss Erin started doing some meaner stuff. And I mean, I didn't see the keeper. Sorry, she doesn't say the keeper. I didn't see the creepy one until just a few weeks ago. And they gave me the rings and told me that if I ever needed help, I could use those to call help. Which she touches the tip of her horn. I had been needing help more often.
Did she help?
Yeah.
I'm glad. Kina. Oh, go ahead.
You go ahead.
Okay. Kina. And at this point, Kali is going to like fully turn to face her and kind of like she's still squatting down behind the barrel, isn't she?
She's intentionally standing high enough for you to see her horns.
Okay.
But that's about it.
Okay. Kal is going to kind of squat down on their toes. And Kal is going to say, Kina, we did kill Miss Erin. She had been doing very dangerous things with dangerous people and taking a lot of risks. that we're getting innocent people hurt. Good people, people who were relying on her to protect them. I promise we have no intention of hurting you. I would like, if you would let me, to help you try to get somewhere safe.
She stands up. There's streaks of tears down her cheeks through the mud and dirt that is covering her. You see her hands. You see that her fingernails are broken, and the tips of her fingers are kind of bloody. As well as the knuckles. Looks like she hit something hard. She looks at you with kind of that same intense look that she gave you the first time you met. And she just says, "Who's we?"
Call smiles a little bit. And I was like, good question. I have a few friends. I will not involve anyone more than you are willing. But I have a few friends that I trust implicitly. There is one down that way. I have asked him to stay back, and he will not come any closer to you than he currently is if you do not wish it. I also am looking for a way to potentially get you safe and out of the city if you want it. I have a friend looking into that. I could, if you'd like, get you in contact with that friend of mine that I told you about. The one who's like you. They live in the city too.
She doesn't betray a lot of her emotions on her face, but you can see her thinking.
Mm-hmm.
The one like me. Are they nice?
Very nice. They're mean to me, but that's because I deserve it.
She laughs at that a little bit. Do you have any food?
Call is gonna pat their pockets and go, I can bring you some. Or do we want to see if we can find you a hat for now and go together?
Um, and a long coat. The tip of her tail, right, rises a little.
And a long coat. Sorry, go ahead, Ben.
She looks up and down the street, and she says, "Could you bring those things here?"
Absolutely.
And then she squats back down behind the barrels.
Okay. Call's gonna go back to Ren and say, she's willing to come with us. We're gonna have to get her something to disguise her features.
Do you want to go shopping?
I think whatever we can get, the sooner the better. If we wait too long, she might have second thoughts. So let's see what we can find. Oh, do you still have your cloak, or did you leave it in your room?
The big spooky one? Or
Fair. Fair, that's a good point.
Ren does have like his own usual cloak.
Mhm.
He has the hood down, but he does usually wear it because it's warm.
Okay.
But he's also thinking, does Kina want a new dress?
Kina,
And
for Call's information, Kina's not wearing a dress.
Yeah. Let's not deal with that right now. Let's get her something she can move in. I think a big coat or cloak, and let's do a hat, something structured. I don't think a cloak hood is going to be enough. The fabric is just not going to cover as it should. So, Call is going to trot off quickly.
Ren will follow. Honestly, Ren is just trying to think of a way to get something nice for this poor kid. Like maybe like a cute little town coat and a sun hat or something. I don't know. But yeah, let's look for something.
Okay. The two of you can give me investigation checks.
Okay.
Digging through clothing stalls.
Mod 20.
12.
Ren finds a wide-brimmed straw hat with flowers kind of done into like around the crown. Call finds exactly what they're looking for, of this like a long, like kind of brown, nondescript cloak, as well as kind of just like a dusty, not very structured, but lumpy hat. And those are the items y'all come together with.
Fantastic. All right. Call's going to go ahead and buy both of those and also pick up like a pastry as quickly as possible on the way back so that Kina has something to munch on.
Does Ren come with you, like, to give these items to Kina?
I think Call is going to have Ren stop a little closer, like within sight, but still a good 30 yards away.
Okay. Give me a perception check.
Okay. 25.
Okay. You see so, like, walking down the street, the barrels that Kina was hiding behind are on your left. You see a shape move on the roof to your right as you come down the street, and when you look up, you see Kina peeking out from behind a chimney. She sees you and Ren and ducks back a little bit, and then peeks out again. Ren, go ahead and give me a perception check.
Oh, 19.
You do see that second peek out. You catch sight of her.
Ren is going to show his hands a little bit innocently and take a step back, just like he does not want to spook her. He's also definitely not wearing the cloak of the scary lady. So.
Good.
The creepy one.
The creepy one. Difficult to fit the correct pronouns into that conversation. Anyway, fucking crazily acrobatically, Kina just kind of tumbles, but it looks extraordinarily intentional, off the roof, lands squarely on both feet, arms spread out, and then tucks into a forward roll, hops up, and then turns to Call and kind of wipes her face, getting it even dirtier than it already was. Um, and then she walks up and give me a sleight of hand check, Call.
16.
Sorry, doing math. Yeah. So she comes up and like kind of moves to take the coat from you. Uh, and like as she's putting it on, uh, you see that she just goes and takes a bite of the pastry that you were bringing.
Call's gonna openly laugh. Um, and and say, "You are really good at that."
She just kind of shrugs and is like, sometimes it's the only way I eat.
Well, not today. What are you hungry for?
All of it.
Noted.
And then she takes the frumpy hat and seems very upset that she can't get it to sit the way she wants, but in the end just kind of grunts and is like, and then like looks up at you and says, "Did it work? Does it work? Am I?"
Call's gonna make like a big show of like inspecting, and he's gonna kind of like tilt around and say, "Spin."
She does.
Call's gonna go, "It works, my lady."
Um, she has her tail kind of wrapped up and then around her waist and
Mm-hmm.
the coat across. Um, she's doing a very good job of just making the clothing look very lumpy on her. Um, you gather that she has done this before.
Mm-hmm.
Um, not perfect, but someone would have to be looking for it to notice.
Excellent.
And she makes good on her word. Or well, first, um, ooh, Ren, I need a perception check. As Kina and Call walk towards you.
18.
Okay.
Yes.
Oof. You do catch her trying to grab the stiletto wand.
Ren kind of casually, just not even steps out of the way, just like he's stretching, just moves a little.
Um, she can tell that you noticed, and yanks her hand back very quickly, as only as an experienced pickpocket can do. And just kind of turns her face away as y'all continue to walk.
Call is heading towards a like pub or tavern, one of those places that's just constantly serving food.
She makes good on her word and eats everything.
Fantastic. Eats Call out of house and home. I love it.
That being said, if you can take 3 silver off of your character sheet.
Can do.
All right, we are at 5 minutes to midnight.
Yes.
Uh, and I have to go to the bathroom so bad. uh, but sorry, I didn't have the chat up and I just opened it and I'm laughing at the messages. Um, So, do we want to call it there and come back as soon as we can?
I think that's probably a good spot for it, yeah.
Wait, hold on. What the last question before we as we're walking away, does Call still have the map thing happening?
Oh yeah.
Um, it takes effort to see the detail as you are walking away.
Oliver!
It feels as if it is fading.
Damn.
That would have been fucking cool.
I wanted Call to just have GPS. I really wanted Call to have GPS. Like, can you imagine Call's fucking like panopticon vision with that?
Here's what I'll say. I'm making it an ability right now. I might even turn it in. Feed is too much. But an ability for now.
Okay.
Whenever you try to use it, which you will have to try to use it, it will require. Let me look at what skills are. I will allow you to make either a nature. Excuse me. Sorry, a survival or a history check.
Okay.
On a success, which will be DC 14.
Okay.
On a success, you have that GPS. On a fail, it's just muddy and it doesn't hurt your pathfinding abilities, but you don't have that advantage.
Fantastic.
On a nat 1, it is gone.
Shit, okay.
That's cool.
I respect it. I respect it.
That's real cool.
Thank you, Ben.
I love improvisation.
And rule of cool.
Goodbye to everyone at home. I am ending the stream now.